As families go, these are weird requirements and traditions the British royal family has to follow. Hi, my name is Jessa, and please join me as we look together top 10 disturbing traditions in British royal families. And before we begin, in the last video I was in, the top 10 disgusting ways women were punished in the Victorian era, I gave you guys a riddle. The riddle was, what can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less? The answer is, a hole. Your next riddle will be at the end of this video. Anyways, let's get started. Number 10. Nails, hair, hip and thighs. When it comes to beauty, especially for the ladies of the court, they are required to keep up with public appearances at all times. Which, to be honest, if you wanted to wear a giant t-shirt with some baggy pants and shoes, you cannot do so as a royal member of the family. Fashionable statements are only approved by those governing the House of Windsor, and it includes what women do with their nails. For British royal princesses, for one of many dress codes in the royal household is to refrain from having brightly colored nails, especially when carrying out official tasks. According to reports, this regulation was developed to prevent interruptions and preserve a professional appearance. Unlike Meghan Markle, who ended up wearing a dark nail polish she got a lot of backlash for. Number 9. Hats. Women are required to don hats at all formal events. The not-so-royal people wear hats either as a fashion accessory or to protect themselves from direct sunlight, but the royal women wearing hats at a formal gathering before 6 p.m. is the rule. However, this only is for married women, which kind of explains why we always see the royal families in photos with very fancy hats. But even more so, very elaborate hats with unique fashionable designs. Today, royal women are expected to wear hats during all formal royal occasions. Hat wearing is also seen as a status symbol. Donning a hat visually expressed that you are part of the elite. As for the tiaras, they are only worn during white tie events, and only married women and members of the royal family are allowed to wear them. Middleton never wore a tiara until she married into the royal family, and the same for Meghan Markle. The old rule is that hats are never worn indoors after 6 p.m. And that's because when the ladies are changing into the evening dresses, tiaras and the family jewels could come out. As for married ladies, it was a sign of status and would show you that you were taken and you're not looking for a husband. And for the gentlemen, it was a clear sign to not make advances towards the lady in question. Number 8. Monopoly is banned. Despite its popularity at family gatherings, Monopoly is reportedly the only board game that is prohibited from being used in the royal household, according to British media. It isn't just because it's Monopoly, a game of getting territories, which is what England is pretty well known for, but all like competitive families, they also tend to deal with the same issues during game night. The Queen has reportedly banned the family favorite as it causes too many arguments in her household, and according to the Express, whenever the royals play it, some members of the family get extremely competitive. Yeah, I wonder why. As for my family, Scrabble is actually banned because my dad got jealous when my mom referenced my sister's male teacher when she didn't know what to use the letter T for. So whenever I asked if we could play Scrabble, my dad would have an aggressive no. Number 7, that's my purse. I don't know you. When the Queen was alive, her handbag as a social indicator, while handbags are just a fashion accessory for people, British royals use it as a social indicator. Sounds weird, but it's true. When the Queen used to be out in public, she signaled her staff with clues from her purse. For instance, if the Queen indicated that she wished to move on from the conversation because it was too boring for her, by shifting her handbag from her left arm to her right. Also, for indicating the time to tie things up, she would use to set up her purse on the dinner table as a clue for others to finally take their final bite. Which is kind of unfair, because what if you just started and she just put her bag on the table? You're gonna have to rush your meal. There's a reason Prince Louis only wears shorts. At 4 years old, he is not mature enough to wear trousers. According to the royal dress code, it is a very English thing to dress a young boy in shorts. Etiquette expert William Hanson told Harper's Bazaar, trousers are for older boys and men, whereas shorts are on young boys is one of the silent class makers that they have in England. Silent class markers that they have in England. Although times are slowly changing, a pair of trousers on a young boy is considered quite middle class and quite suburban. Okay? And no self-respecting astro or royal would want to be considered suburban. Rude. The tradition goes back generations. Prince Harry and Prince William and King Charles III all don shorts as young boys. The usual custom is that a boy graduates to trousers around 8 years old. Hansen told Harper Bazaar that this is historically perhaps due to the practice of breeching, which dates back to the 16th century. A newborn boy would be dressed in a gown for the first year or two, as these gowns have survived in a modern christening robe, and then he would be breeched and worn articles of clothing that would resemble shorts, and then trousers, then dresses. Number 5. Autographs. Signing autographs have always been a thing for famous people, but according to various reports by the British media, British royals are forbidden from signing autographs to reduce the possibility of their signatures from being forged. King Charles is renowned for saying, "Sorry, they don't let me do that," in response to any requests from admirers. Yeah, he had admirers. He did, however, make an exception when he provided an autograph to a family that had experienced terrible flash floods in Cornwall in 2010. Also, Meghan Markle had once wrote a note for a young fan and scribbled "Hi Caitlin" instead of signing, as per reports. Number 4. Gaining weight. This Christmas meal tradition is arguably the royal family's most strangest custom. One of the most bizarre traditions require each member of the royal family to get weighed before and after Christmas dinners. If they gain weight, it signals that they truly enjoyed themselves at the table. The bizarre ritual actually dates back towards King Edward VII, Queen Elizabeth's great-grandfather, who wanted to ensure his guests ate well, which seemingly seems like a nice sentiment, but for people like Princess Diana, who was kinda actually known for suffering from an eating disorder, this was actually a very stressful tradition and she was very uncomfortable with. Number 3. Back to black. It's a rule that royals must always carry a black outfit while traveling. Reason being is that in case there is an unexpected death in the family. This way they can properly be dressed and to fit the somber occasion when they arrive back to the UK if they have left the country. This rule was created after the unexpected death of Queen Elizabeth's father, King George VI. She was rushed home from Kenya and had to wait on the plane in London until someone had brought her a change of clothes that was appropriate for the occasion. It would also have been seemed inappropriate for Elizabeth to emerge in London in a normal dress after the death of her father, aka the king. As well, although it is not an official rule, traditionally royals are only expected to wear black during funerals. As well, although it's not an official rule, traditionally royals are expected to wear black only during funerals. Generally, it is thought that black is not usually worn unless it's in mourning, although Diana, Princess of Wales, did occasionally wear it for evening functions. The National Geographic documentary of Diana, in her own words, is narrated entirely by the late princess, using rare audio recordings made by Diana in 1991. In a scene in Spencer, one of the movies that have been based off of Diana, recalls the time that Diana had been called by Charles, rebuking her for wearing a black dress during a royal engagement. She had commented that she shouldn't wear it as black is only He commented that she shouldn't wear it as black is only for people who are in mourning. To her response, she says, "Yes, but I'm not part of your family yet." Number 2. Permission to propose. In some cultures, you need to ask permission to the head of the family, or in this most cases, the lady's father, to court her or wed her. And it's the same in the royal family. According to the Royal Marriages Act in 1772, British royal descendants don't have the liberty to exercise the right of love because they have to seek the monarch's approval before proposing. Queen Elizabeth II approved every union involving her children and grandchildren, including the one between Prince Andrew and Fergie and the one between Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles. She also extended her blessing approval for William's proposal to Kate Middleton and Harry's request for Meghan Markle hand in marriage. Number 1. Flying solo. Heirs to the throne are not permitted to travel together. Traveling together for a family vacation is the most awaited times of our lives. But for British family royals, they cannot celebrate vacations together as according to the rules. No two heirs can travel together to maintain the order of succession. However, when Prince William and his wife Kate Middleton had children, the prohibition was eased up, but when Prince George turns 12, he will also have to start flying separately from his father. The Cambridge have frequently flown with their children in the past, but typically receive special permission from the head of state in order to do so. Anyways, not too bad, but hey, what are you gonna do when you're a royal family empire with lots of money and military power? Sometimes you just gotta keep up with the times. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and for your next riddle, I make a loud sound when I'm changing. When I do change, I get bigger but weigh less. What am I? Be sure to put your answer in the comments below, and I'll reveal the answer in the next video, Top 10 Disturbing Cults in History You Might Accidentally Join. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jessa. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see your faces in the next one. Bye.